Yo, this will talk. Hey, welcome to the locker room where we talk nothing but basketball. If you want to be part of the locker room, you have to be part of the team. In order for you to be part of the team, you have to subscribe and share the video to not only be part of the team in the locker room, but to also be a part of our daily basketball conversation so that you don't miss nights of basketball like this.
Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
The officials have to review it, and the Lakers win the game. Banks it in. He banks in the three to win it. Good.
That's why he's NBA All-Defensive Team. Adebayo, sky high with the block and rejection.
This is for the win. Got it. Wow.
At 7, working against Butler, got down.
Now, yesterday in the league, there were 10 games going on, so obviously I cannot watch all 10 games at once. I don't know why the NBA does this. I don't know why they give us 4 games one night and then 11 games the next night. Just split them 7 and 8. Like, there's no reason to have 10 in one night. You know nobody's going to watch all 10. And then on top of that, March Madness is about to come soon. Like, today is the first day of March. So, you already know nobody's watching NBA like that now for this month at all. And then by the time we get to April, the season ends on April 10th. So nobody's gonna watch NBA for the next like month and 10 days. I don't know why they're gonna like just pack the games all into one day. That makes it even harder for the people who do want to watch it. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to our first game of the night. We had the Lakers go up against the Grizzlies. The first Lakers game without LeBron and with AD, and the Lakers lose. Now, I will give them credit though, because they stayed in the game, they fought through it, and pretty much the entire game they were down by like 3 points, 2 points. They took the lead a couple of times, and in the first quarter it was back and forth. I mean, both teams started off 3 for 8, and then like the Grizzlies couldn't get too far ahead. The Lakers defense actually looked good. The Lakers looked like they actually have a team. Now, what hurt the Lakers was the third quarter. In the third quarter alone, they let Ja Morant go off with 28 points. And I don't mean he had 28 points total by the end of the third. I mean, like, he has 6 points in the entire first half and then scores another 28 in the third quarter alone. And not only did he score 28, other Grizzlies players scored as well. So that's over 30 points that they given up in that one quarter. That's what hurt the Lakers. That quarter alone, where the defense was not there, that really hurt the Lakers. We get to the fourth quarter, and they looked like they were trying to compete. They didn't really look out of it until the last minute or so. It was like 110 to 106. AD goes to the basket. He gets an N1, hits the free throw, finishes the 3-point play, and it's a 4-point game. I believe it was like 2 minutes left, and out of nowhere, the Grizzlies just go on like a basically 8-0 run, and that pretty much just did it. The Grizzlies won the game. Ja Morant ends the game with like a 39, 10, and 10, a 40-point triple-double, and the way he had it was insane. Like, I've not seen Ja Morant score like this. I mean, the last time it had this type of vibe to it was, I believe, the first game against the Warriors in the playoffs, when Ja Morant just looked unstoppable. He looked like he's gonna get to the basket whenever he wants, however he wants, and there's nobody to stop him. Last night, AD also had 29 points. I believe he had like 19 rebounds. He has 6 rebounds in the first quarter alone. Now, that's cool, but from AD we expect more. Not only is LeBron out, D'Angelo Russell is out. Now, if D'Lo was able to play, he could have added an extra 20 points that he could have created on his own, made a couple more passes. AD has 0 assists last night. 0. Now, I know he's playing the big position, and he's probably not going to have the ball a lot or whatever, but 0 from Anthony Davis, who played point guard growing up, who was the number 1 option on the Pelicans, who even on the Lakers, we've seen him have more than 5 assists, 4 assists. So 0 assists when LeBron and D'Angelo Russell are out is bad. And then Austin Reeves came off the bench, gave them 17 points. A couple of players gave them like 20 points, 15 points, which is cool. But defense, and then the personnel. Obviously, they're lacking. And I keep saying this. I just the Lakers team, they cannot win more than 4 games in a row. They only win 4 games, and then they lose 1 game, and then before you know it, they drop right back down to 13. It's like they finally hit 11 seed, and they drop back down to 13. They just cannot catch a break. Now, as if LeBron being out, they're saying he's gonna be out for 2 to 3 weeks. And not only is he gonna be out for 2 to 3 weeks, the ankle that he hurt is the same foot that was bothering him on that same game where he broke the record. I believe it was February 7th. So that same day when he broke the scoring record and he, became the all-time leading scorer, that same foot that was hurting him in the fourth quarter and sat him out is the same foot that's hurting him now. And what happened after that game? He played in All-Star weekend. He played in the All-Star game. I believe he even played another game in the regular season. And then now they want to sit him out for 2 to 3 weeks. In my opinion, that's a bad job from the medical staff of the Lakers. The medical staff of the Lakers need to be way better, especially a player as LeBron. Like that type of stature, you need to be on that heavy. Because obviously a player like LeBron is going to tell you he's good, he's healthy, he wants to play, he has his own medical staff, he has this, he has that. That's just what the LeBron type of players are going to do. The Kobe's, the Jordans, they're going to say stuff like that because they want to play. They don't want to sit out. So as a medical staff, you have to save your players from themselves. And especially as the coach. One of the coach's biggest job is to save the players from themselves. And the fact that he let LeBron go out there and play time after time after time is bad. I don't even know why LeBron tried to play in the All-Star game. Because it's not like, okay, it's his shoulder that's hurting him, and All-Star game they don't play defense, so it's fine. It's his foot, his ankle. That's something he's going to have to put weight on. It's not a defense thing. It's not like, oh, I just have to avoid somebody from banging it. It's literally like he's hurting his own self just by walking, by running up and down the court. And now the team goes 2 weeks without him. And not only is it 2 weeks, it's 2 to 3 weeks before they check up on him to make sure he's good to play. So if they check up on him and see that he's still in pain or something is wrong, then he's going to sit out for even longer. And if it requires surgery, his season is over. And with that being said, these 2 or 3 weeks are going to hurt the Lakers because the Lakers just started being good. They smoked the Warriors. They beat them by 20 points. Every team they've been going up against since the trade deadline with LeBron, AD, and everybody else, D'Lo, they literally are beating teams by 20 points, 15 points, 10 points. They are controlling the game. They have the 27-point comeback the other night. One of the largest comebacks in LeBron's history from any of one of his teams. And now he's down. So I don't know how that's going to work out for the Lakers. I feel like this year is just a very, very unfortunate year for the Lakers because they're one of those teams that if they make the play-in, let's say they're 8th seed, they have a lot of potential to throw off the 1 seed. They're not scrubs. It's just that the teams does not look together. They don't look compatible. But if you have LeBron and AD healthy for an entire 7-game series, you have the chance to overthrow any team in the playoffs. And then we get to our next game of the night. Obviously, the Grizzlies are the Grizzlies, so I'm not going to say too much about them because, they're already cocky enough. Josh swears he doesn't have anybody to fear in the West or the East except the Celtics. So let's see how that works out for him. But good game overall last night. 28 points from him in the quarter. Have not seen Ja explode like that in a long time. I don't even think he's hit that record in his life. 28 points in a quarter. It's very hard to score 28 points in one quarter. And the type of player Ja Morant is, he's not taking a whole bunch of threes like a Damian Lillard, like a Steph Curry, like a Klay Thompson, or even like a Donovan Mitchell. He's literally going to get to the basket every single time, get fouled, or dunk, or layup, or whatever. But our next game was the Warriors and the Blazers. Speaking about Steph, Klay, and Dame. Obviously, Steph is out. I don't know when Steph is going to come back. I really want Steph to come back sooner than later. I want him to come back and play before the playoffs because I don't even remember the last time Steph Curry played. That game, I believe it was expected for him to go off that game. I don't remember what team they were playing, but I remember I was expecting him to go off and then he leaves like mid-game. Might have been against the Lakers actually. But I need Steph to come back. The Warriors win this 123 to 105, but the way the game was looking in the first half, it looked so shaky. First of all, in the first quarter, somehow, someway, the Blazers just got it going. Like, Anthony Simons is not playing. It's just Dame, and the Warriors just could not stop anything in the first half. I mean, they were trying to guard Damian Lillard, and it was just not working. Like, he just passed it, and somehow, someway, they got Matisse Thybulle hitting threes. He hit like 5 threes last night. Like 2 of them in the first quarter to just bail out Damian Lillard from the corner. So if you could get him to do that on a nightly basis, to give you 10 points, 15 points on a nightly basis, even 6, that's amazing. Because so far, what we've seen from Thybulle is that he's not a scorer. We have not seen him even put the ball in the basket. I remember there was one playoff series. It was like the Sixers and the Raptors, where his only bucket was a tip in from one of the Raptors players that was tipped into the basket by accident. That was Matisse Thybulle's only bucket that game. So if the Blazers could find a way to get him to score or shoot and have 10 to 15 points, 6 points a night, that's amazing for them. It's going to come a long way for them in the long run. Damian Lillard is not enough to say about Dame. I mean, I'm not going to lie. He had 25 points last night. But the way that 25 points came was like so efficient, and he wasn't rushing anything. He was not forcing anything. He knew that the Warriors were guarding him heavy, so he did not just truck up shots. And at the end of the first quarter, the Blazers were up by 17 points. We get into the second quarter, and it's still a beatdown. At the end of the half, the Blazers are up by like 23 points. And then somehow we get to the third quarter, and the Portland Trail Blazers turn into the Dallas Mavericks. They lose their defense, which they already barely have, a little bit of. And the shots stop going in. And then the whole entire Warriors team just starts getting to the basket. Because the Blazers don't have a center that's going to really guard the basket. Even with Nurkic being out there, he's not a defender. So you could always abuse the paint when it comes to the Blazers. And that's what the Warriors did in the third quarter. And that's how they got their lead. Dante DiVincenzo had like 21 points. And he started off the third quarter with layups and getting to the basket. Clay did it too. Jordan Poole started doing it. And before you know it, a 23-point deficit was cut down to 9. And then after that, I believe Jordan Poole hit a 3. And then they got to the basket a couple more times. And Klay Thompson hit a 3, which gave them the lead. And then he hit a couple more shots. And by the time we got into the fourth quarter, the Warriors, who were down by 23, now are up by 5 points. And now the pressure's on the Blazers to come back. And not only that, in the third quarter, Damian Lillard picked up his 4th foul with a couple minutes left in the third quarter. He played a couple minutes longer because as a coach, I would have took him out. But he played a couple minutes longer. And then we get to the fourth quarter. He sits out for a while because they don't want him to pick up his 5th one early in the quarter. And what happens? Clay, Jordan Poole, and everybody else on the Warriors team just takes the lead. They run with it. They build on it. And the Warriors win the game. 123 to 105. They were down by 23, came back, and won it by 5 points. Which is the most ironic thing about this score. Like, they had 123, they were down by 23. And then the Blazers have 105. And in the beginning of the fourth quarter, they were down by 5. And that's all I got to say. I mean, Klay Thompson did not have a crazy game. He had like 25 points as well. It's not like he went off for 30 or 40 points like he did against the Rockets. It's not like he hit 12, 15 threes in the game. Jordan Poole also did not have a crazy night either. I believe he had like 25 or 29 points, which is decent. Really good actually for Jordan Poole, but it's not like anything magnificent. Everybody else did their part. Kuminga came off the bench, had 16. So all around good game from the entire Warriors team. Draymond played last night, which was interesting. Um, it really helped the Warriors, I'll tell you that much. But it was interesting. Um, KD makes his debut tonight with the Suns. Can't wait to see that because I'm not gonna lie, I have not seen KD play since when the Nets played the Heat. That's the same game he got injured. I watched that game, and I saw him hurt his knee, and he was done for. And now he's making his debut with the Suns. I want to see how the Suns team looks with Kevin Durant. I'm excited to see how they play with Kevin Durant. Obviously, he's going to be on a minute restriction. They're probably only going to play him like 10 minutes. So maybe even 15 if we're pushing. And if it's a close game, which I don't think it's going to be because LaMelo Ball just got injured, they might push it to 15 or 20. But 10 to 15 minutes, I want to see how that looks with this new team. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, DeAndre Ayton. I want to see who Monty starts next to them. And was it Torrey Craig? Is it Josh Okogie? I want to see how the bench looks. I want to see how they play. I want to see how, everything just looks with this team. How does the defense look? The shot creation, the threes, getting to the basket. So I'm excited to see that. They're playing the Hornets, which hopefully is an easy dub. LaMelo's down. A lot of their players are not playing or they're injured. So I hope it's an easy dub. And hopefully, they're able to get KD acclimated to the team quicker. And, because we only have like a month and 10 days left. So, as quick as possible. If we could get KD acclimated to the team, we could get the team acclimated to each other, that would be amazing. It is what it is, though. It's enough of me rambling and chatting. It's time for y'all to let me know, chatting down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. This is Real Talk with E, and it's time to leave the locker room. I'm going to catch y'all. Safety.